Question 2a is a calculation. So again, I've highlighted in orange the things that I feel are most important. We've got the formula with the XH2O. We've got the 27.55% by mass of water crystallization. And the purpose of this question is to calculate a value for X. Now, with all questions that are to do with calculations, it's important to recognise you don't always have to work forwards. It's a combination of working backwards and working forwards until you meet in the middle that allow you to figure out the solution to the problem. Start off by trying to identify I need to know. So what is it that you actually need to know to answer the question, and work backwards? I need to know X in this particular formula here. So I'm trying to figure out what the value of X is. To be able to do that, I need to know how many moles of water I have. And because it is a ratio, I also need to know how many moles of this substance here we have. So we're looking to find the ratio between these two numbers. Have a look at the information you've got in the question, and remember that whenever you're given percentages, you treat it exactly the same as if it was a mass. So, can we figure out the number of moles of water? Yes, we can, because in the question we're told we have 27.55% by mass of water of crystallization. So 27.55% of the mass of this substance is purely due to water. Here I'm using my number of moles equals mass over molar mass, but again, as I said, I'm treating my percentage as a mass. If I do that calculation, divide by 18 for the relative formula mass for water, I come up with 1.5306 moles. Then I'm looking at the number of moles of this substance that I have got here, my ammonium iron sulfate, and I'm taking my 72.45. Now, where did this number come from? Percentages add up to 100. So if we've got 27.55% of water, then the remaining percentage must be due to our sulfate that we've got here. I divide that through by my relative formula mass, which is 284, and I end up with 0.2551 moles. Key problems here are that instead of representing this for the molar mass, some students attempt to include an 18 for water, which you don't need to do, because here you're looking specifically at the anhydrous form of the substance. So that would be the key area where people go wrong. You now have got these two values. Don't round, you never round until the very final stages. To get a whole number ratio, because X we only express in whole numbers, we have to divide through by the smaller of these two numbers, which is the 0.2 value. And if we divide through by the 0.2 value, what we end up with is a ratio of water to our sulfate, which is 6:1. Now that would get you the majority of the marks, but you must make sure that on the actual answer line, which we've got here, that you're giving the